For most birders, there is nothing more exciting than finding a lifer. For those who don't know what a lifer is, the term lifer refers to a species of bird which a birder has seen for the first time in their life. In my experience, lifers become harder to come by with each passing year of birding. Reason being that for each life bird you find, there is one less new species which you can add to your list in the future. Sometimes birders will get lucky, and a new life bird will show up in their hometown, or at least within a reasonable driving distance. And other times, they'll spend hours waiting in the cold for a bird to show up at a seed pile. Or if you're really lucky, like I was last month, you'll be leaving work and there'll be a bird you've been waiting to see for years, posted up just 30 feet away. This is the story of my most unexpected lifer. Firmly in fall's grip, bird activity in central Alberta had slowed to a trickle, and on most days, the only birds I would see was the occasional ruffed grouse at the side of the road. So when I left work one Wednesday afternoon and saw a small grayish blob near the parking lot, I assumed it was just another ruffed grouse. But on closer inspection, I realized that the bird I was looking at was in fact a spruce grouse. The spruce grouse is a crow-sized species of grouse which can be found throughout the deciduous forests of northern Canada and some parts of the United States. Based on the coloration and heavily barred breast and belly of this individual, I determined that this bird was a female. Much to my delight, even after the several minutes it took me to run home and grab my camera equipment, this grouse was right where I had left her. After filming the grouse for a couple of minutes, I started to get the impression that she didn't care that I was there, which at the time struck me as a little odd. But once I got home and did some research, I discovered that spruce grouse are known for being unafraid of humans, a trait which has earned them the nickname of fool hen. Since she genuinely didn't seem to care that I was there, I decided to follow her along the trail and see where she ended up, as it's not every day that you get to take a walk with a spruce grouse. Now, if I'm being honest, I don't really go looking for lifers anymore, and reason being that it was kind of ruining the hobby for me. You see, when I started out birding, seeing the next new bird was the only thing I really cared about. So when the steady stream of new lifers began to slow, I started to feel frustrated and disappointed whenever I returned home without seeing a new bird. What really helped me change this mindset was slowing down and spending time with the birds that I would see on my outings, and filming birds for this channel has really helped me do so. If you've ever filmed or photographed birds before, I'm sure you're quite familiar with how difficult it can be to record these incredible creatures. They can be fast, cryptic, and hundreds of feet away from you in the blink of an eye. This is why I'm happy filming any bird that's in front of me, common or rare, seen before or new. Because at the end of the day, spending time in nature and telling the stories of the wonderful species that we share our planet with is really what's important to me. And if you want to see the most birds in your county, province, or country, that's cool too. I'm happy with any reason you have to get outside and appreciate birds. A week later, my girlfriend came out to visit me in Slave Lake. We watched the Jeff Corwin Experience, went on plenty of hikes, and not to name any names, but someone got distracted by the birds. And I also got to show her my place of work, which was fun for me because I got to test her knowledge of bird calls.
That one, don't you?
I know it, but I don't know what it looks like. Is it this?
Leave a comment if you know what bird makes this call.
It always reminds me of Algonquin.
We also got to see how well she knows the habitat preferences of various boreal species. But unfortunately, the game just ended up giving her trauma.
What's this one?
It's a Wilson's warbler.
Ooh, okay.
Although we didn't see much wildlife during her time in Alberta, On the final day of her visit, we came across a very familiar bird not far away from my home. It was another spruce grouse, and this time it was a male in beautiful breeding plumage. This beauty was looking for grit, aka little bits of stone and sand that he'll swallow and store in his gizzard in order to help break down tough to digest foods such as conifer needles. If you've ever wondered how I gather footage for these videos, my girlfriend took these photos, which should give you some semblance of an idea. Unfortunately, my girlfriend's time in Slave Lake came to an end around the same time that my roommate headed home for the season, which meant that I would be living by myself for the remaining weeks of my contract. Thankfully for me, I had the soothing voice of Les Claypool to fend off the quietness. And on the bright side, I actually did end up getting a new roommate, who was pretty quiet at first, but after a few days of settling in, he actually got to be quite chatty, and the two of us really hit it off.
Oh, no way, dude. Yeah, Jurassic Park 3 is my favorite movie of the franchise, too. I mean, what's not to love about Spinosaurus? And that pterosaur scene in the giant aviary? Oh man, that is top-notch cinema right there.
I've also been keeping up with the nightly tradition of movie night at the staff house where I've been living. And seeing how this is my YouTube channel and I can do what I want, I'm going to share my thoughts about one of the movies I watched this summer, while this footage of me cooking pasta using the leftover ingredients that my roommates left behind plays in the background. So, the movie in question is Jurassic World Rebirth, and as someone who's a huge paleo nerd and absolutely loves the Jurassic Park movies, I didn't have the highest expectations going into this movie, but man, did it ever blow chunks. For starters, within the first 10 minutes of the movie, we have a paleontologist who's supposed to be the authority figure on dinosaurs state that both Mosasaurus and Quetzalcoatlus are a species of dinosaur, which is just not true. Flying reptiles and marine reptiles are not dinosaurs. That's a pretty Googleable fact. Secondly, I was actually really bummed that they only gave the D-Rex like 15 minutes of screen time. And frankly, I think the movie would have been far more interesting and compelling if they would have explored the ethical dilemma of should or should they not keep this animal alive that is very clearly deformed. But that's enough about paleontology and dinosaurs. For now. Thank you so much for watching this video and allowing me to share the story of my 297th life bird, the Spruce Grouse.